The funeral of the living.
I awoke to silence, absolute and suffocating. Not the silence of sleep, nor that of lonely contemplation, but a silence so deep it possessed a texture, thick, damp, pressing inward from all sides. There was no sky above me, no air that stirred. I could not stretch my limbs, for they were confined, pressed tightly against my sides. My chest burned. My breath rebounded upon my face, stale and sour. I tasted dirt. I tasted death. A scream rose in my throat but struck wood. Black, polished, unyielding wood. A casket. I do not know how long I writhed within that narrow prison. Time had ceased to exist. I do not even know who I was, for even that certainty had been taken from me. My name fluttered at the edge of my mind like a moth in darkness, always out of reach. My memories were a void, punctuated only by a searing dread and the echo of tolling bells that might never have been real. But instinct, that primal, dreadful thing, gave me strength. With broken nails and bloodied palms, I clawed. I clawed for life. I clawed for breath. And at last, my fingers broke through. Earth spilled in, choking, blinding. I emerged not as a man reborn, but as some wretched creature dragged from a pit. The sky above me was a bruised gray, heavy with mourning. I was in a graveyard. Yes, the stones told me so. Crosses and angels stood like sentinels, weeping their stone tears. Nearby, a black carriage steamed in the cold air, and a cluster of mourners in mourning stood round an open pit, their heads bowed. I stumbled forward, a specter risen from clay, caked in filth and blood, my breath a ghastly rattle. They saw me, and they screamed. Women fainted. Men recoiled, clutching at crucifixes. A child shrieked, "It's not him!" The priest dropped his Bible, and the name on the coffin before him fell into view. Nathaniel Crowther, born 1812, died 1849 Nathaniel. Yes, that name. It throbbed in my skull like a forgotten song. Nathaniel. Was that me? But no. I looked into the shallow grave and saw the corpse they had lowered. His face, it was mine, my very likeness. Lips sewn shut, eyes sunken but familiar. Hair matted, hands folded across a chest that once had beat with breath. And I saw too the horror in their eyes, not merely at the dead returned, but at the thing that had risen. They screamed not because I was alive. They screamed because I was not him. Not quite, not anymore. They chased me with crosses and cries as if I were some revenant, which perhaps I was. I fled into the wood, where even the trees seemed to shudder at my passing. I could not bear to look in the mirror of a pond. The face I saw was mine, and yet subtly wrong. The angles a touch too sharp, the eyes too hollow, as though carved from wax. I found refuge in the ruins of an old chapel, its altar rotted, its pews consumed by ivy. There I wait, scribbling this in a hand that no longer feels like mine. Each night I dream of being lowered into the earth, again and again, but always I awaken before the lid is sealed. Or do I? For sometimes, just sometimes, I wonder if I ever escaped that coffin at all. Perhaps I still lie beneath the soil, scratching at the lid. Perhaps this world, this chapel, these trees, this writing, is merely the last illusion of a dying brain, a funeral for the living. My name is, I do not remember.